I used to have this routine that I would do every time I quit a job. I would go to a diner, I would get breakfast food no matter what time of day it was, and I'd pull out my notebook and make my plan for the next move. And every city I lived in, I had a diner where I did this. In New York, it was the TikTok diner, Philly, South Street diner, and in LA, it was IHOP. So I used to be hooked on quitting jobs. I had a really unhealthy relationship with Craigslist, and I went through a slew of jobs at lightning speed. I walked dogs, I quit. I tutored people, I quit. I cleaned houses, I quit. I delivered phone books, I quit. So when I got the opportunity to, when I was in Los Angeles, to work as a live-in nanny in a palace in Bel Air for the summer, I knew that this was a job I could not quit. And this is after developing an addiction to the rush I always got whenever in my mind I was like, I'm over this, and walked out. So when this nanny thing happened, I'm like, you know what? $1,200 a week, that's a lot for someone who's been quitting jobs and is beyond broke. Can't quit this. I'm making plans for all the things I'm going to do with the money. I'm going to get a real haircut. I'm going to buy jeans that fit. I'm going to get a wedding present for that wedding from 2 years ago. So, my two best friends also who know about this addiction, they're telling me on the phone, they're like, Martha, you can't quit this job. I'm like, no, I got it. Fresh Princess of Bel Air. This will work. So I move into the palace. 20 bathrooms, squash courts, gym inside, pool outside. Massive, literal palace, marble as far as you can see. There's also a butler named Furpa who calls the mom mistress like we're in a BBC upstairs, downstairs colonial drama. So, they let me know some things about the job. I'm taking care of a toddler, and the mom and grandmom are always around because they don't want anyone to be alone with the child. They say, don't talk to any of the other multiple household staff, especially about what you're getting paid, and especially don't talk to the former nanny who's now working as a maid and will hate you. Also, there's no internet available in your nanny quarters, which are downstairs, and there's no T-Mobile service, which is your cell phone, anywhere in the whole place. You have a day off on Sunday, but the rest of the time you can't leave the house, and here's your uniform: blue, white collar, white cuffs, white buttons. So pretty soon I'm pushing a stroller down Rodeo Drive wearing that uniform, behind the mom and the grandmom as I go in and out of Tiffany buying stuff for the baby. And I have, I'm squinting because I thought it wouldn't be appropriate to wear my $5 sunglasses around these people. And I have a Gucci diaper bag strapped across my chest and a Gucci purse, which is the baby's, looped on my wrist. And the designer clothes thing I am not ready for. Like the kid, if she's wearing juicy pants and a juicy shirt, juicy couture I think it is, and I didn't even know if I was saying couture the right way, and she gets bubbles on the pants, which happens on the first day. She spills them, and I'm looking in the closet, can I put Ralph Lauren pants with a juicy top? And then she's like pointing at Gucci shoes, and I'm like, kid, I don't know if I can mix it. Like, you gotta remember, I'm from Northeast Philly. Like, my knowledge of designer fashion stops at Foreman Mills. I had a Guess sweatshirt once in high school, but like, that's not much to go on. So, at meal times, I stand at attention, spoon-feeding the baby, while I stand next to the mother who's eating at the table. On the second day, while this is happening, I let out the quietest, most gentlest whisper of a fart. I don't know, something flickers across her eyes. She could have been thinking about anything. After the meal, I take my bowl of rice and I eat alone in the other room. At night, I hunker down in my nanny chambers downstairs. It's all marble. Supposedly Prince Harry used to sleep on the bed. And I draw out this calendar and I start marking off days like I'm in prison. I'm like, people do this. It's like a meditative retreat. I can make this. I can do this. There's a shower with like 10 shower heads. So I sit under that like a hippo in a Rudyard Kipling story, like, this is great, like at least the shower's nice, like I can get through this. Or I sit in the jacuzzi like eating cheese, reading chick lit books with titles like Shopaholic Ties the Knot, because I've become the girl entangled who has no friends and can't talk to anybody, so she comes up with all these hobbies. Like I was coloring, I was scrapbooking, I planned my whole wedding. Did I have a boyfriend? No. Did I come up with some great ideas for a wood rice dessert table? Yeah. So on the fourth day, I go down into the kitchen, sneak into the kitchen early enough in the morning to get internet service, and I read this email from a friend that's like, Martha, no phone service? What's going on? Is this a cult? And then I just know I can't do it. Furpa, the butler, comes into the kitchen, I burst into tears, and before I know it, I did it. I quit. So I go back to my nanny chambers, I'm packing up, there's a knock at the door, Furpa the butler comes in. I'm crying because I didn't want to quit and I did, and he comes over and he gives me a hug. then the hug is lasting too long. And then Furpa takes both my hands and he reaches out with his thumb to wipe a tear away from my eye. And then I'm like, Furpa really thinks we are in a BBC upstairs, downstairs drama, and now we're gonna make a baby on Prince Harry's bed. So I get him out of there, pack up, I'm rolling my suitcases out of the palace, past the girl who's sitting in the living room from the nanny agency, ready to take over my job and earn the money that should have been mine. A part of me is disappointed in myself that I fell off the wagon. But I'll be honest, the high I got off of that quit was the best one I ever had. I drove straight to IHOP. Thank you.